Hey guys, UrbanSuburban here. Hope everyone's doing well. Another video for you. I've had a lot of questions in the last couple of months about my cold steel Tomahawk that I've done modifications to, and rather than how I did the modifications, which I get a fair number of questions on, I've gotten a lot of questions on how does it work? Is it actually practical? Is it a real tool or is it a toy? Or is it only good for throwing and playing around with? So I figured I'd get around to finally doing a video here on the functionality of this tool. And I would call it a tool. It's a fun tool. You can use it as a toy, no doubt. But it's still a tool. Yes, I cut the handle way down to about 16 inches from, I think they come about 22. So obviously you lose a lot of leverage for chopping. But it's a lot easier to carry and you can still chop no problem. The blade, plenty sharp. I've sharpened this a few times. This thing's been abused like crazy, as you can tell. I took a chunk out of the end of the handle here. The blade has been chipped a few times because this is my first cold steel Tomahawk. It's not my only one, but this is the one I've had the longest and used the most to sort of test it out. My wife split wood with it on top of granite boulders, which is why it's chipped. For the most part, I've gotten those chips out, gotten the edge nice and sharp again. I've thrown it a ton, and with that comes missing a ton. So it goes flying into the bush, bouncing off of other trees, off of rocks on the ground. And as you can see, it's held up fairly well. It's got a few scuffs and scrapes, but nothing I can't sand out if I really, really want to and restain. But this is it's a tool to me. It's a implement to be used. You don't have to abuse it, but I have because I've sort of been testing it. Again, big chunk there from hitting a rock when I was throwing it. Again, there's still a little bit of a chip at the top corner here, but not bad. Most of the edges I got pretty good again. But it's held up really well. I put this patina on it and it hasn't rusted. Sometimes I leave this outside. It gets quite humid here and it works no problem. I've had no issues with it, especially for what it cost. I think I paid about 33 or 35 bucks for this, and that came with the nylon sheath or head cover. So I think you can't go wrong. But I figured I need to make a video to show it, to prove it to people. So I'm going to do a few different things with it today, just to show that yes, you can actually use this. I mean, it's not going to replace a 4-pound forest axe. Obviously, that's not its purpose. You got about This is the Frontier Hawk. Cold Steel obviously makes a number of different models, and I'm focusing just on this. They're all different. They're all there's going to be pros and cons to all of them. There's videos on all of them. This is the one that I have that I use the most. So this is what I'm focusing on. This is my favorite model as well, at least for now. I'm going to, or I actually had one of their Trail Hawks, which I really, really like. It's got a little bit narrower blade, which I'm not a huge fan of. But it's got the hammer pole on the end, which I think could be very functional, very useful. And I had one, but I gave it away in my first giveaway before I even ever used the thing, so I can't really comment on it, other than I really like the way it looks, and I think it would be quite useful. But search YouTube for other videos on that if you want to know more. Again, this is the Frontier Hawk. I like this one a lot. It's got a longer cutting surface than a lot of their other Hawks, but it's not real heavy like their Pipe Hawk or some of their other Hawks. To me, it's just sort of the perfect balance. But anyway, guys, let's get to it here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little chopping. This is just a tree. It's about maybe a 3-inch diameter, so nothing big. Nothing you need an axe for. Could you use an axe? Absolutely. Could you use a saw? For sure. Could you use a large survival knife to baton through it? Probably. But the point is, you can also use this, and I'll show you guys that you can. And I'm not even swinging hard here, there's no need. Do it a little bit more controlled. It's got a really fine bit on this, so it bites into this wood, no problem. There we go. Didn't even start breathing hard, break a sweat. Nice light strokes. Again, it's got a really quite a narrow blade profile towards the end here, and I've sharpened this myself, so no problem there. Greenwood, as I said, about a 3-inch profile, no problem. So let's see what else we can do with this thing. Okay guys, so we cut the tree down. Now let's chop it up a little bit here just to see what it handles at. Again, not going to have to do really majorly big swings here. Just let the weight of the Tomahawk do the work for you. A couple good ones to get right through. And there we go. No problem. Just like that. Okay, well, how about splitting some wood? So here I got a piece of poplar. Not a real big piece, obviously, but again, this isn't a full-size axe, right? So you're not going to do axe-type jobs with it. See if we can split. Yeah, not a problem. If I can keep it upright. Yeah, splitting, no issue there. Now if for whatever reason you didn't want to split, how about batoning? Well, let's try that. Planter in. Of course, you got the metal head of the bit back here, so you don't even have to hit your handle at all. Right on the metal, you're not damaging the handle. No problem. Try that one more time. Yeah, I think that'll do it. And what if I wanted to, say, make a tent stake? Can you do that? Probably. There, how's that? That'll probably go on the ground. Yep. What about a little bit of finer stuff here? Want to peel the bark off a stick? No problem. Make some curls. There you go. How's that? Not bad for a $35 Tomahawk. Of course, there's always the fun part. So guys, in conclusion, I guess the moral of the story here is that yes, the Cold Steel Frontier Hawk is a tool. Even after the modifications of shortening it down, everything else is basically aesthetic, other than maybe the paracord wrap there when you're chopping, batoning, that sort of thing will protect your handle a little bit more from both the baton on this side and the wood that you're chopping, of course, down there. Absolutely. Can it be used as a tool in the bush? No doubt. You can cut down trees, chop the tree up, split logs. You can do finer work with it, whether you're just stripping the bark off of something or making feathers or feather sticks or curls. That'll do it all. Is it a one tool option? Probably not. It's probably not, if I was going to the bush, the only thing I would take with me. But if you want to go light and take a good fixed blade and a tomahawk, you'd probably do alright. Anyway guys, I hope that answers most of the questions that I've had. If not, leave a comment below and I will definitely do my best to answer all your questions, reply to all your comments, and all that kind of good stuff. So again, UrbanSuburban here signing off. Take care guys.